Let's make GTA 5 as realistic as possible with a bunch of new mods that completely transform the game with improved visuals, real traffic, RPG mechanics, tons of quality of life features, and a whole lot more. So let's start with chromatics, which is one of the best graphics mods out there. And the best thing about it is that, unlike with other graphics mods, we don't have to sacrifice performance for looks. It looks absolutely stunning and runs perfectly even in 4K resolution, which definitely wouldn't be possible with other popular graphics mods. It comes with a lot of features like these beautiful volumetric clouds, which is the same technology used in RDR2 and GTA 6. So the clouds aren't basic flat textures anymore, but actual objects you can fly through with jet. And that's one of the things I'm really surprised Rockstar didn't think of when releasing enhanced version of the game. They realistically reflect on surfaces like vehicles, skyscraper windows, or water, so they don't look out of place and perfectly fit into the game world. And optimization is on point as well, so we don't lose half of FPS just by having this one feature. Another stuff they recently upgraded are the road textures, which are now in 8K resolution, but still fully optimized. And what's even better, these are parallax, so they don't look flat, but have actual depth. So after zooming in, we can see separated rocks that roads are made of, which is absolutely crazy. The roads were based on actual real-life LA references, so it's not some random textures pasted into the game. They don't cover the entire map yet, so I'm looking forward to upcoming releases, because I think these are some of the best road textures out there. There are also effects like animated on-screen raindrops and vehicle raindrops, and I know that's all a matter of taste, so good news, all the stuff is customizable with the menu on F7 key. We can customize clouds however we want, changing their coverage, shape, seed, wind influence, and much more. Or just disable them if you don't like them for some reason. Same thing with volumetric atmosphere, adding that subtle dust effect, and screen space reflections which reflect vehicles on the puddles and raindrops. We can just simply untick it, and the effect is gone. But of course, the graphics mod itself won't turn our game into a real-life simulator, so the next thing on my list is Central Real-Life Environment mod. It's a relatively new mod with the first version just recently released, but it already does a lot and seems like a solid upcoming 5 real competitor. It replaces a lot of buildings to their real-life inspirations. So for example, the Davis Mega Mall got replaced with Slauson Supermall, or U-Tool near Senora Freeway got replaced with the Home Depot. So it's not only a simple texture replacement, but actual modeling gets involved. There's also the LAPD Hollywood building, Toyota dealership replacing the old Simeon Place, Capitol Records building, and much more. Of course, textures themselves are important as well, because Los Angeles is literally a one huge billboard, so we've got these replaced to real life as well. And everything is up to date. Like, I came across multiple iPhone 17 Pro ads, which is heavily pushed in LA right now. Some recent and upcoming movie posters, especially the Spider-Man, which got a big building billboard and is advertised on TCL Chinese Theater. New murals here and there. And literally everywhere we look around, there's real brands popping up on every corner. It seems to be properly optimized as well, because I didn't feel any FPS drop after installing it. Now, the only thing that stand out from the rest is the vanilla vehicles, so I've got the real-life traffic mod from Central as well. It completely transforms the traffic system, replacing all the GTA brands with real ones, and that includes emergency vehicles, sedans, SUVs, motorcycles, everything. I've been using it in my game build for a while now, and it gets better and better with every update. It makes the game feel much closer to real LA, and works flawlessly, even with their optional traffic density increased by 5 times. There are more optionals though, like Central Plus, which adds even more vehicles to traffic, and the most noticeable change is taxis. For some reason, vanilla GTA 5 comes with only one taxi model, which is a huge disappointment, because even GTA 4 had 3 different models. Central Plus adds 5 new taxi models, so the variety is much better, and it's really noticeable while driving around. Besides that, there's a real tunable rims pack replacing the old ugly rims, taxi sign brightness fix, which is a well-known problem when using graphics mods, and option to remove police cars for LSPDFR players. So honestly, this mod is pretty much an essential if we're to make our game closer to real life. I recently upgraded my PC to keep bringing you guys these mods showcases, and today's video sponsor, Cooper, was really helpful with that. Cooper is a free browser extension that saves you from spending half an hour manually searching the web for promo codes that don't even work. It literally does all the work for you at checkout, because it automatically tests and applies the best promo codes. And they even have a max savings guarantee where they'll literally give you money if you find a working code they missed, or if they don't save you money 3 times in a row. And it's so easy to install, and it works on Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Safari, Opera, and so on, so you can have it installed no matter what device you have. It comes with cross-platform price comparison, so if you're looking at new parts on Amazon, it'll instantly show if it's cheaper somewhere else so you don't overpay. And if you're patient, you can check the price history and get notified when an item prices drop. Plus, they have an awesome extra cashback system, so you passively save money with every purchase and you can withdraw it directly to your PayPal. With over 200,000 compatible retailers and a 4.8 rating on Trustpilot, it's honestly an essential. So whether you want to upgrade your PC, grab a console for GTA 6, or just get your regular online shopping done, make sure to hit the link in the pinned comment or description to install it in just 2 clicks. It's totally free, so add Cooper to your browser and stop paying full price. And getting back to modding, the next one on my list is Lively World Expansion. I've shown it multiple times already, so I'll keep it short. It completely transforms the game world by making it look like Rockstar originally wanted it to be, judging by the beta footage, and goes even further. The vegetation is much denser throughout the entire map, so every region is filled with various types of trees, props, bushes, grass, and so on. Plus, it replaces the old outdated vegetation models with new realistic ones, so it's not only about placing objects on the map, but actually remastering them. It's a perfect example of how the game could look like if we weren't limited by the old gen consoles. So since the visuals part is done, let's get into the RPG mods, starting with Immersify. It does a lot of stuff, but most importantly, it makes the interaction between NPCs and player much more realistic. The greet and antagonize system is improved, so we can now bother anyone we aim at.
Hey, you a genetic experiment gone wrong, dog.
Their response varies because people now have different personality types, especially the enemies that are split into coward, aggressive, and tactical.
Hey, you ain't nothing but a punk.
Hey, what up? You dry snitching on the homegirl, huh?
Hey, people like you make me want to bounce, homie.
Besides that, we can now rob people simply by aiming a weapon at them and pressing E. And after getting into a fight or shooting, dead bodies will now be shown on the minimap. Some of the security cameras can now report player crimes, so robberies won't be that easy anymore because we instantly get wanted level after aiming a weapon at the cashier. But they also do work outside, so we gotta be careful where we're doing illegal stuff. And lastly, traffic accidents can now trigger a scenario where NPC will want to report the accident, but we can pay off the damages and he won't call the cops.
Murder me. Crying shame you was
Great.
And a perfect addition is the Hood Core made by the same author. This one adds gang zones around South Los Santos, which we can actually take over. All we gotta do is recruit gang members, optionally add them some armor, and start a gang war by shooting into the air. There will be a few reinforcements, and after we get rid of all enemies, the zone belongs to us. We can also manually edit the gang zones, but that seems pretty complicated. Select the gang we want to belong to, or start selling drugs on the street.
What's up, homie? Hey.
Let me buy one of them.
Moving on from the gang stuff, let's install the V-HUD. The name of the mod is a bit misleading because it does way more than just changing the HUD style. It's a really advanced and fully customizable mod, and the first thing it adds are the new UI elements like health, armor, hunger, and thirst cores. We can change their style, position, and size however we want, so I picked the circular 2 option. After getting into the car, we get a new HUD showing the speedometer, current gear, fuel levels, and dashboard indicators. All of that stuff isn't just visual, because obviously now we gotta control our player thirst and hunger level and our vehicle fuel level. The mod adds multiple blips on the minimap with stores, pharmacies, dealerships, hotels, banks, and so on. So we can go to the store to buy some food and drinks to fill out the cores, and all that stuff is carried in our inventory. Each type of food restores a different amount of the cores, so it's better to grab some more expensive stuff so we won't have to visit the store every hour. Gas stations are the most advanced I've ever seen because it's not just stopping near the gas pump and pressing a button, but we actually gotta get out of the car, grab the fuel nozzle, put it into the car, set the amount of gas, and refuel it. Banks are fully interactive as well, so we can withdraw and deposit money, get an ATM card, check our balance, and so on. And same thing with pharmacies where we can grab medkits, bandages, and painkillers. I might be wrong, but motels don't seem to do anything special. We just get there, get some sleep, and it advances the game time by something around 6 to 8 hours. While in a vehicle, we can put on the seatbelt, but driving without it doesn't seem to bring any consequences, so it's just a visual thing. Skills is another new system that got added, so we have stamina, strength, shooting, driving, and lung capacity. Each one can be leveled up by doing that stuff like running, shooting, or driving, or we can increase these with points which we can earn by doing some simple tasks like running to coordinates or shooting 3 shots with a gun. And there are 2 separate level systems for fishing and hunting that also got added into the game. To start fishing, we gotta buy a fishing rod in any convenience store. Go to the spot and press E. To reel the fish in, we gotta keep it within the white bar. And after reeling the fish, we can go to the fish market and sell them, so it's a pretty satisfying and peaceful way to earn some money. There's of course a lot more into this mod, so I won't be spoiling everything, but I think it already made our game 10 times more realistic. Now let's improve the driving experience a bit, starting with nav. Some of you probably remember that GTA 4 had a voiced GPS system that didn't make it to 5.
In 400 yards, turn left.
So this mod simply brings that feature back, making the driving a bit more immersive.
Calculating route. Please proceed to the highlighted route. Turn right. You have reached your destination.
The next mod on my list is inverse power. Vanilla GTA 5 vehicles always seem to lose power when they start sliding, but this mod completely gets rid of that. It's hard to show it on the clip, but trust me, it makes driving much more fun and predictable because slides are now easier to maintain and adjust. And a perfect addition to that is surface traction overhaul. Instead of messing with the handling files of every single car, this mod actually changes the surface traction of the roads themselves by editing the materials data. It slightly decreases the grip level of all drivable surfaces, making the game drive like something between GTA 4 and 5. Now when you slam on the brakes, you get this really realistic feeling of sliding to a stop without even needing the handbrake. It perfectly brings out the individual driving characteristics of each vehicle. Average cars won't corner or stop nearly as well as expensive supercars. Muscle cars can now do burnouts in much more realistic way, but it takes actual skill to keep them on the road at high speeds. And if you grab an off-road vehicle, they won't hug the asphalt very well anymore. But they are more useful than ever now that all loose terrains have more realistic grip and drag levels. The mod also makes dirt roads and underwater sand much looser, so taking your car off the main roads actually feels like a completely different experience. Next up is better and realistic vehicle options with control. The name is pretty long, but it adds a bunch of small tweaks that make a huge difference. It adds the Prevent Auto Center steering fix, so now when you turn your wheels and exit the vehicle, they actually stay turned instead of magically snapping back to the center. It also adds auto brake lights when stopped, so it actually looks like your character is keeping their foot on the brake pedal after you come to a full stop. Another annoying vanilla thing is how the car instantly starts reversing after you brake to a stop, but this mod fixes that by keeping the car still, so we gotta press the brake button a second time to actually go backwards. It also disables air control, so you can't magically flip your car mid-air anymore. And it stops the car from turning while you do a burnout. One of the best things is the GTA 4 style exit. A short press lets you exit while keeping the engine running, and a long press turns the engine off. Plus, you get manual engine control, so after entering the car, you actually have to manually start the engine before you can drive. That's a lot of stuff, but luckily everything is fully customizable in the config, so you can just disable any feature you don't like. Then we have Turbo Fix, which completely overhauls how the turbo system works in the game. In vanilla GTA, the stock turbo upgrade only gives you 10% more torque when it is fully spooled up, but this mod unlocks those boost limits, so you get way more boost and output torque. It also fixes the spooling time because normally it takes several seconds to reach full boost, which is super unrealistic. Now it spools up just as quickly as a real turbo would. And my favorite part is that it adds real anti-lag with actual visual effects and sounds. So when you let off the throttle, the mod simulates anti-lag to keep the boost high, which means you have immediate torque available the second you get back on the gas.
Man, only inches.
If you like to customize your vehicle and don't want to lose it after you forgot to put it into the garage, a perfect solution is Persistent Vehicles Mod. It's a lightweight script that saves our vehicle's exact position and all its modifications and then respawns it right where you left it. It adds green blips on the map for all your saved vehicles so you can always track them down. There are unlimited slots so we can save as many vehicles as we want, and we can easily remove them from persistence if we don't need them anymore. It even has smart saving modes, where a short press just updates the vehicle state and a long press does a full save including the current location. To make the traffic pop a bit more, I've got the dynamic traffic colors. It enhances the traffic variety by allowing vehicles to spawn with a much wider range of colors. Just like the previous mods, it's fully customizable so we can pick more realistic colors or more vivid ones. Let the cars use random liveries and decals. Enable it on planes and helicopters and so on. Central Traffic Pack itself comes with pretty realistic colors from the start, so I didn't see that much difference, but I decided to show you this one anyway, because it seems pretty interesting. I also found a nice mod in case you get bored of how street races, and it's called Highway Race. It's basically an expanded version of the I Fought the Law mission, but you don't get interrupted by the fake police stop in the middle of the race. The AI opponents are pretty dumb, especially with the increased traffic density, and they just keep crashing constantly, so I treat it more like a peaceful ride than a serious race, but it's pretty fun anyways. And just a quick heads up, if you installed VHUD, make sure to fill up your vehicle tank, because I ran out of fuel in the middle of the race. And the last mod improving the traffic is the Ambient Police. Just as the name suggests, it adds ambient AI police across the map, and that includes sitting patrols and traffic stops. It makes the traffic feel 10 times more realistic because normally the roadsides are pretty empty. But now seeing the cops patrolling the freeways and streets gives that sense that the police are actually doing something in the game. There's tons of other mods to make the game more realistic, focusing on the gunplay, side jobs and activities, physics and gore, vehicle and weapon sounds, and so on. So here's the deal, if we hit 20,000 likes on this video, I'll make part 2 focusing on that stuff and even more. So hit the like button and subscribe to be updated about the next uploads, and make sure to check out Coopert to stop paying full price. Click the link in the description or pinned comment to download Coopert now and unlock exclusive seasonal deals.